this system of equation problem is regarding break-even analysis. Let's read the problem. A small software company invests $20,000 to produce a software package that will sell for $60 each. So each unit costs $10 to produce. So let's set up the system. So they mention like this a fixed cost. So when you run this business, you have to invest $20,000. So even though you do nothing afterward, you still have to spend $20,000. And then you are trying to make software, right? Okay, so the selling price is $60 each. So if you sell 10 units, then that will be 10 times $60, and then each one costs $10 to produce. So $60 each, that is a selling price. So if you sell 10 units, so 10 times 60, $600, that is your revenue. And then how about $10 to produce? So that is the cost. So if you produce 5 packages, then the cost is 5 times 10, $50, but you have to also consider the $20,000 fixed cost. All right. So for a break-even analysis, there is a cost, there is a revenue. So cost is the amount you have to spend. So before you start earning, right? So you have to make some investment. That is your cost. And then the revenue is the total amount of money you collect at the end of the day. And then when you take revenue, subtract the cost, that is your profit. So let's say you collect $100 at the end of the day, and then you only spend $20 to run this business, and then your profit is 100 minus 20 equals to 80. So $80 is the profit that goes into your pocket. So when you solve a system of equation, the first thing is you have to define the variable. All right, I'm going to let C equals to cost. So C equals to cost, and then R is equals to revenue, and then P equals to profit. Okay, what can we do based on this? So I'm going to also let X be the numbers of units, produced. So let X be X equals to, should I say the number of units sold or the number of units produced? So how about the number of units sold? Okay, so X is the number of units sold. Then what is your revenue? So your revenue is equals to, so that is $60 each. Let's say you sell X many of them, then 60 times X is your total revenue. So if you sell 2 units, and 60 times 2 is your revenue. And then what about the cost? The cost is the fixed cost, which is the $20,000, and then plus what? And then plus the cost to produce a unit, which is 10 times X. All right, so this is my system. Okay, let's read the first problem. So in part A, they are asking how many units must the company sell to break even. So break even in business, break even means when revenue is equals to cost. All right, so let's do part A. So part A, they are asking for break even. That means when revenue is equals to cost, right? So we have one equation for revenue, one equations for cost. You want revenue equals to cost, and then you set them equal. So 60x is equals to the cost function plus 10x, and then you just solve for x. Subtract 10x on both sides. You have 60x minus 10x equals to $20,000. So this is 50x equals to $20,000. And then x is equals to $20,000 divided by 50. So that is equals to 400 units. So that means you have to sell 400 units to break even. All right, so you have to sell 400 units to let the core revenue equals to the cost. All right. So whether break even means you do all the works for nothing. You are not losing any money. You are not earning any money because the revenue is equals to cost. So just make a quick example. Let's say my revenue at the end of today is $1,000, but today I also spend $1,000 to make this to do this business for one day. So 1,000 equals to 1,000. Am I earning any money? Nope. This is break even. So my revenue is equals to the cost. So that means at the end of the day, I bring home nothing, 0. All right, so let's take a look at B. B is how many units must the company sell to make a profit of $100,000. So what is profit in business? So profit, so in business, profit is equals to revenue minus cost, right? So let's say I earn $100 at the end of today, and then it costs me $30 to run today's business. Then 100 minus 30, $70 is my profit. So this is P equals to R minus C. There is no function for P, but we do have one for R and then one for C. So P is equals to revenue is 60x, and then C is $20,000 plus 10x. Now, let me ask you a question. Is this correct? Am I missing anything? You subtract a cost function. You are subtracting the entire cost function, so the minus matters because when you distribute, that becomes a minus 10x. All right, so what is the profit? The profit is the profit is $100,000. So this is going to be $100,000 equals to 60x minus $20,000 plus 10x. And then we have 100,000 minus 20,000 equals to 60 plus 60 minus 10. Somehow I wrote plus, so when you distribute the minus, that should be a minus 10. This is a 50x. 100 minus 20 is what? It's a 100 plus 20. Just mix up the sign. 100 plus 20 is 120,000. So 120,000 add to 3 zeros equals to 50x. And then x is equals to 120,000 divided by 50. How many units do you have to sell? Well, the answer is you have to sell 2,400 units. So let me box this. So you have to sell that many units to make $100,000 profit. So $100,000 profit. All right, so that is the end of this equation. If you like it, give this video a thumbs up. If this is something that you would like to watch, subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. As always, I will meet you all in the next video.